Okay, good evening, Ketabo Wahamaji, and thank you so much to those that are connected right now. I just had something that I thought maybe I should just share with you live, just so um, we we share some thoughts, some ideas, some information, just to help each soul to actually navigate through this thing called life. And this particular issue has really caught my attention, and that's why I thought it was to say, you know what, perhaps we just need to share this. So yeah, if you feel like there is anything that you would want to share, a comment or anything, or else if you feel like there is a question that you would want to pose, you're most welcome to do that. This is just an open chat, so I invite each and every one of you to just share as much as you can, whether it's a comment or whether it's a question. Please just share with me. I just wanted to talk to you about celebrating the moment, and don't sabotage it. There's a whole lot of things that are happening in life, so much that we end up being preoccupied with the negativity that such experiences presents to us, or they impose upon our lives, and this unfortunately end up creeping into those moments in our lives where we just want to love and enjoy it. They end up taking away those moments that we should be rejoicing, those moments that we should be in happiness, those moments that we should be celebrating. And sometimes we harbor these things in our thoughts, but they mostly manifest in our emotions, and sometimes that is what we engage on, and then end up just destroying every moment that needs our peace. Good evening, Mrs. Mbata. Good to have you. And yeah, we miss you guys, and I miss your husband more. Please let him know. So I just realized that I'm not going to talk particularly in relationships only. We're even going to talk in singlehood, because even as a single person, there are times where you do have these happy moments, happy time, rejoicing time, but somehow you end up sabotaging it. So if that is you, yes, we are just going to share on some of the things that makes us to not celebrate the moment. Hi Tiseto, thanks for connecting also. There's just so much that we are just not aware of, things that are stealing those moments of rejoicing in our lives. There are thoughts and emotions that we harbor in us that are only waiting for that moment when you try to be happy, and they just kick in, and they just take away that moment of rejoicing. Mfundisi Mabizela, thank you for connecting with us, Baba. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. So this, in most cases, it happens as a result of the fact that we are just missing that aspect of learning to engage with and within ourselves. There are many things that we need to learn to discipline within ourselves. There are those things that we need to learn to reprimand ourselves from. There are those things that we need principles and boundaries, so that we can be able to not sabotage our own lives. There is so much to be happy for. There is so much to rejoice over in this life. But since we have these things that we carry in our subconsciousness, every time you step into a moment of enjoying or celebrating something or an event that is happening in your life, that thought will just come in and drop into your emotions, and then you find that you just cannot celebrate this moment. And sometimes it is not only thoughts, but even those elements of fear and doubts. I'm going to give you a typical example. There are a lot of people that are actually blessed in their lives, but they don't know it. There are a lot of people that God has given so much, but they just don't want to tap into that. Others are in fear of tapping into those moments because they are afraid of what others will say, think, or do. So you find yourself, you've been praying so hard for something to happen, but when it comes, you find that you cannot celebrate it because you've got so much fear in you. You pray and work hard, to achieve some things in your life, but when you receive them, you still cannot celebrate them. You still hide it, or else your mind keeps on working overtime and telling you, hey, don't do this because other people might think or say this about you, and maybe the enemy will steal that joy, will steal that moment away from you. This is something that we actually need to learn to do away with as people. This is something that we need to say, look, I've prayed for this, I've worked hard for this, and therefore I'm going to celebrate this moment that I have right now. Typical example. You just got married, or else you've been planning for a long time, to find this right man or woman. You are in this relationship, but you are so scared to celebrate having achieved this relationship because you're still thinking, hey, what if it fails? You've just been blessed, with the fruit of your labor. You just bought a house, you just bought a car, but you just cannot celebrate the moment because you are in fear of what people might think or do. And every time that thought, that feeling takes away that opportunity for you to celebrate the moment. And every time when you do that to yourself, you keep asking more and more of blessings, and you want God to come through for you, but you just fail to rejoice over the moments that He gives to you at a specific time, especially those that you have prayed for. Why are we so scared to celebrate the moment? Why are we in fear of celebrating anything that we achieve in this life? Why are we always so concerned about what other people will say, what they will do? They will wish bad for you. The enemy will just take it all away. Why aren't we holding on to the blessing and rejoice so much that we become witnesses to God's grace upon our lives, and other people clearly see that upon you to say, wow, this person is blessed, because we can see they're not even scared to share this moment of jubilee. They're not scared to even just express how they feel about this particular moment. Why do we always find ourselves at a position where we just want to sabotage the moment? You've been through a lot, in your life. You've been through maybe breakups, heartbreaks, divorces, or loss of any kind. So much that when God says, now it's your time to dwell in the blessings, now it's your time to receive this that your heart has been yearning for, you find ways to actually sabotage it yourself. And when you sabotage it yourself, you end up blaming the enemy. Ah, well, the enemy, every time when God blesses me, he just comes and takes things away. But you really don't pay attention to your thoughts and your emotions over the same blessing that God is blessing you with. You end up finding yourself in a position where you keep kicking things away. I remember there was one person who said, sometimes we talk people out of loving us. Sometimes our own thoughts and fears and doubts, in actual fact, they kill every moment of happiness that comes in our mind. We are happy right now, but then something just taps into your mind, affects your emotions, and you just feel like, no, this is not me. I'm not used to this particular type of an environment. You find yourself in a happy relationship, in a joyous marriage, but you always find way to sabotage this good thing that you have been blessed with. Why do we find ourselves in this position where we allow these emotional imbalances, these negative thoughts, justifiably so, because they're influenced by past experiences? But unfortunately, if we don't have those boundaries within ourselves to speak against those type of thoughts, to speak against those type of emotions, we will always sabotage these happy moments that come in our lives. You find people who actually don't even believe within themselves that, wow, I am really blessed. I've got this, I've worked hard, I've achieved this, I've achieved that. Or even in me, I'm really blessed that I could be able to let go of a certain habit that was a distraction in my life. You don't celebrate those moments. Why? Because you are in fear. You are in fear of saying, what if I relapse? What if I go back to this very same thing that I've actually worked over to overcome? What if this relationship fails? I'm happy, I've got a good man, I've got a good woman, but what if it fails? What if this marriage fails? In any case, I can see things, I find they're going all right, but what if it fails anyway? What if it fails? Oh, I'm happy, I've got this beautiful job, but what if I get fired? Oh, I'm blessed, I've got a car, I've worked so hard, I bought this house, I bought this car. But what if the bank repossesses it? What if I fail to pay it and the bank repossesses it? Why are we so conditioned to this type of mentality? Why are we sabotaging our own moments of jubilee? Why do we find ourselves in a position where we just try to talk blessings out of our lives because of fear, because of uncertainties, because fear of the unknown, basically? Why do we find ourselves at that level in life? Why don't we enjoy the moment? Hey, if you've bought a house and you've bought a car and you are happy, celebrate. When they repossess, then it gets repossessed. You will still be blessed. You will still find another house. You'll still find another car. Yes, it's a work in progress. But why don't you celebrate now that you have these things with you? Why don't you do that? Yes, relationship fails, marriages break, but why don't you celebrate this one that you are in, because you are in a happy and fulfilling relationship. You are in a happy and joyous marriage. Why don't you celebrate it now? Celebrate the moment. Learn to celebrate the moment. Don't let fear make you reject this opportunity. Don't let fear make you sabotage the happiness and the joy that you are in right now. Learn to say, you know what, I don't care whether this car is going to be repossessed, or this house is going to be repossessed, or this relationship will fail, or else I'm going to run out of this and that. But for as long as I have this right now, I'm going to celebrate it. I am going to celebrate this moment. Don't sabotage it. Don't withdraw. Don't hold back and say, you know what, I will celebrate, and people will think, okay, hey, wabana uiketsa yena lo uzenza yena lo. And then when it happens that perhaps God forbid you lose the house due to financial challenges. You lose the car due to financial challenges. You lose this relationship because of issues that might happen. Hey, it happens every time. That is not something that you should look forward to. Celebrate today for what you have been blessed with right now. Can you gear your mind to learn to celebrate now? Can you control your emotions and speak to them to say, I am happy now and I am going to celebrate this moment because I will not let it go. Yes, man, when that relationship fails, make sure that you have sucked each and every juice out of it and you loved and celebrated it. Yes, when any kind of achievement fails, when the job is lost, make sure that you can say, hey, by the way, but I've sucked every juice out of it. I've maximized each and every moment that I was in that particular relationship, in that job, in that marriage. I had that big house, I had that lovely car, and I celebrated every moment and I enjoyed it so much that even when it goes, you say, but at least, hey, I really had fun. I loved it. I enjoyed myself. We need to learn to have this conversation with and within ourselves. We need to discipline ourselves enough to say, I'm not going to just follow each and every thought or emotion that comes to steal this moment in my life. I am not going to do that. I'm going to celebrate this moment. I'm going to maximize this particular moment. But why so many times in so many situations we don't celebrate this moment of jubilee? We don't celebrate this moment of happiness. We don't, because we just don't have it in ourselves to discipline these negative thoughts and the negative emotions that comes every time. We know that, yes, we have experienced so much. We know that we have been through much in our lives. We know that. But at the end of the day, you cannot only focus on that and not maximize the moment. If you spend too much time appreciating the moment, celebrating the moment, trust me, it will become a norm. You will learn to celebrate even the little things that comes in your mind. Blessings don't always come in big, in huge things. They always tap in on the little things that your thoughts and mind, most of the time, they don't even pay attention to. But I just want to encourage you to say, look, learn to celebrate your life. Learn to celebrate every happy moment in your life. Learn to appreciate what you have right now. Learn to maximize the little that you have. Learn to jump in jubilee and say, thank you, Lord, that I am blessed with this right now and I am going to enjoy and rejoice over it. We have to gear our minds up. We have to prepare our minds and say, this is what I am going to do. You have to be deliberate about it. If you don't, trust me, the thoughts and emotions, those negative ones that you harbor in your conscience, they will always come forth. They will always step in. Whenever you're about to rejoice, they will always step in. Hey, I remember I have a friend of mine who said, hey, Mona, God has blessed you with this, but I've never, ever, ever seen you celebrating this. And I said to him, actually, you know what? Sometimes we're hiding this because, you're scared of this and that. And he said, you prayed for this, you worked hard for this, and now that God has blessed you with it and now you want to hide it, let it out. Let it out. Celebrate. Show God that you are grateful for this blessing that He has given unto you. You don't have to be scared. Remember, celebration doesn't mean that you are boasting about the blessing that you have in your life. Celebrating it means you are happy that you have it. You're creating moments after moments where you are so happy, where you are joyous while in the moment. You don't think about, yo, what if I lose this wife? What if I lose this house? What if I lose this car? And now people are going to be like, yeah, well, you know, showing people, you know, that he's in a happy marriage, showing people that he's got a big house, showing people that he's got a big car, showing people that he's got this and that, you know. Now the banks have taken everything. And I started having thoughts in my mind. I was like, let me make sure that I enjoy this and I celebrate this as much as can be, so that when the moment of loss comes, which I pray it doesn't, at least I would say I have enjoyed that moment and maximized it. So it is not a loss for me, because it came in my life for a season. Now it's a season for another thing, for another blessing in my life. And then you start working on that. You prepare your mind and your emotions to accept the moment that was, and prepare yourself for the moments that are to come. You don't hold back. Osti said, I honestly forget, but that's because when I reach the level I have set, I get faced with challenges on the next level. Then adrenaline kicks in again to finish it. I miss the moments to celebrate. Hey, don't rob yourself of those opportunities. Don't rob yourself at all. Celebrate. Celebrate that time. Celebrate at that particular moment. That is your time to rejoice. It is your time to enjoy the moment. Don't sabotage it with fears. Don't sabotage it with negativity. Don't sabotage it by pulling failures of the past. Celebrate this moment. How Mrs. Mbati says, wow, thank you for that. Over the past month, my second born became so sick to a point where he stopped walking. I went off Facebook, and I can tell we knew. We prayed and prayed, and he got healed. I want to write a testimony about it, but get so scared for various reasons. Thank you for that. I will celebrate and share that blessing over our lives. Look, your son, your second born, is healed. Prepare yourself to celebrate. Share those moments. Share them. Share. Don't be scared. Share those moments. The little that God has given unto you, if you celebrate and share those, believe you me, you are paving way to greater blessings. You are paving way to show other people that, hey, by the way, God is still God no matter what you are facing in your life. You will still have greater moments, and you will still have challenging moments in life, but you don't let them take this opportunity. Perhaps you might have doubts to say, but is he really healed indeed? You know, what if he goes back to it? Now you are scared to share, because tomorrow you might have to share it again and say, hey, my son, or I believe this is your son or your daughter. My child is sick again, and yesterday I was celebrating. You know, if you do that, you would have robbed yourself of the moment to celebrate yesterday. Imagine what it would do to the child when you celebrate and rejoice for the fact that they are healed. Imagine what it will do to them. That is the seed that you are planting in them to say, wow, I am better now. So when tomorrow comes, and God forbid, they still go back to that state, they can still hold on to the memory that, you know what, I need to get to this level so that there can be celebration in my life. There can be celebration in my parents' life. I need to get there. And believe me, that is when God is just going to step in. So I just want to say to you guys, please do not sabotage your moments of celebration because of fear, because of negativity, because of doubts, uncertainties, because you are scared you might fail again. Do not sabotage yourself. Do not sabotage your moments. I know there are people, some people are not used to being happy. Some people are not used to being in an environment that encourages and motivates them. Some people don't know how to take compliments, simple compliments. Some people do not know how to accept a thank you. Why? Because the negativity that is in our minds, in our thoughts, in our emotions is just so much that whenever something positive comes in, you just want to write it off because your mind is so drawn to the negativity of life. I just want to encourage you tonight to say, don't you do that. Stop that. Stop. Stop that. If you are happy right now, in this moment, celebrate it. Don't let any thought come in and say, oh, okay, you're only happy now. You know, this thing that we grew up with, you know, when our parents, you know, were punishing us then, when you are such a bubbly child running up and down, and there was a statement that would say, you know, and believe you me, you always thought, hey, it means I'm gonna cry right now. How many of you have used that on your kids right now when they are busy, bubbly, and how many of you do that? And you realize, but why can't I let my child celebrate this moment? He or she is happy, bubbly, you know, energetic and all. Let me celebrate this moment. Let me allow the child to celebrate this moment. You just bought a house. You can't even call trusted friends, you know, for a housewarming. You can't because you are afraid, hey, Bataring, I bought this house, they will talk behind my back. You can't even, you know, just celebrate it. You can't even do that because you're thinking about, what if I fail? What are they going to do? What are they going to say about this? You can't celebrate and enjoy the car that you bought because people are going to be saying, we know the bank is going to repossess it. Why are we so inclined to the enemy's negativity so much that we miss God's blessings? We miss the opportunity to celebrate God's blessings. Why do we do that? It's simply because we don't know how to tame our thoughts and our emotions. We still dwell on the fears and the doubts that are imposed by the past negative experiences, or the fears of the unknown. But I just want to say to you, learn to celebrate the moment. Celebrate now. Celebrate this moment. Celebrate this financial breakthrough. Celebrate this good relationship and marriage. Celebrate this healing in your life, in your body, in your children's lives. Celebrate this moment that you have been blessed with right now. Celebrate having this job. Work so hard that should it end, you will know that at least I was there, I maximized the moment, I enjoyed each and every moment in that particular place, and now I'm preparing myself for the next one. Don't hide it. Don't keep it. Celebrate the moment. Stop sabotaging your own joy. Stop sabotaging your own peace. Stop sabotaging your own happiness. Stop sabotaging your own love life, your own relationship and marriage. Stop sabotaging these moments. Celebrate them. Celebrate them. Enjoy this moment. It is yours. And make it a habit to continue to celebrate and maximize the moment. This is all I wanted to share with you. And I hope that it has actually helped you and you are just going to love and enjoy this journey of celebrating the moment. Celebrate. Don't be scared. Celebrate the moment. When you are happy, in this relationship, in this marriage, don't start thinking about what did he or she do, by the way, that hurt me yesterday. Don't start thinking about that. When you have this beautiful house and this car that you just bought and worked for with your blood and sweat, don't be scared to celebrate it with her. But to batlaring. Coach Malebu, you are not late. You are right on time. You are right on time, and you will catch up. Trust me, you will catch up. Thank you for joining me, by the way. Lovely to have you as always. Celebrate this moment. Learn to celebrate, please. I don't know how many times I just want to, encourage you and motivate you to say, this is my moment and I'm going to celebrate it. The moment it hits your camp, the moment it comes in your life, celebrate it. Celebrate. Don't bring thoughts that will rob you of this moment. Celebrate now. It is your time to celebrate it now. So do that. Don't be scared. Don't look on the left or on the right. They are failing, they are falling, they are saying negative things about a whole lot of things. Don't you do that. Yours to do is to acknowledge this moment, take the joy that it brings, take the time that you have and maximize it. Celebrate this moment. No thought, no negative thought, no negative emotion, no fears, no doubts from the past or the future should rob you of this moment. You received it, therefore celebrate it now and create a habit. Make it a habit to celebrate the little that you are blessed with. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for connecting with me tonight. And I hope this message will help you to understand that I need to learn to celebrate my moment. As for me, I am doing that. I have been at that point of fear and doubts, and being scared to now recollect the shame after I have been this person, and now if anything poof goes, and I'm thinking, how will I actually now stand and talk to people if things like this have happened, if I've lost this, I've lost that. I realize that for as long as I am in this moment now, I'm going to celebrate. I am going to rejoice. I am going to celebrate the moment. So, I'm saying, celebrate this moment. Celebrate the blessings. Celebrate it no matter how small they are. Celebrate them. Thank you so much for watching. Mrs. Mbata, yes, I will greet your sister. And please greet my brother. And again, tell him that we miss you guys. We really, really miss you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We love you. Good night.